Been a long time. Chris Brown and Keyshawn Davis are synonymous with bag fumbling now. I have not seen the fumble of a bag. Let me get my watermelon out the view. I have not seen the fumble of a bag. Uh, this, I had not seen the fumble of a bag this big, and brother, I can't tell you.
There was on some Antonio Brown stuff.
Yeah, this is legit. Take my jersey off on the field in the middle of the game. Like, the whole city was. Welcome to this episode of Pay the Toll Boxing. I'm Foreman.
I'm Twin.
Shout out. How are you doing this? How you doing today, brother? We had boxing all weekend, going on different fights. Nakatani won by vicious stoppage with a swollen eye. We can get it. Did you watch that? Did you end up going back to watch it? Not live, because I know we ain't watching live. Nakatani.
By the time I looked up, it was over.
Yeah, for sure. It was around, so rightfully so, because I wasn't. You think I was waking up and watching that? Or you're out of your mind. He did his thing on that. But shout out to our boy Michael Angeletti. I'm gonna keep calling him the Magic until he accepts that as his moniker. He hate them boys at his gym calling him Magic Mike, and of course he hate that. But however, I like Michael the Magic Angeletti. He's gonna have to roll with that, and that's just what it is. He's gonna have to let me just give him his moniker and call it a day. So yeah, this is his shirt. He won Saturday in San Antonio as the main event. Good performance by him as he becomes the I think the USA IBF champ now. I want to say. So good for him to get in that position, stay in that position, and with another win to chase that title. I guess we can go top down since it don't even matter at this point, right? The drama of the unfortunate fallout from Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos, Keyshawn Davis not making weight on Friday, and then not being able to close the deal with Samson. Also, Samson, who is Edwin De Los Santos, Samson Litwich, who is Edwin De Los Santos' manager, promoter, however you want to word that. I can't believe it.
So a horrible weekend. Like like I put
Let me
out there.
bring my camera back down because I feel like I'm too high now, but I might not be. I don't even care. It don't even matter no more, bro. I am
Like
upset. I am truly upset.
like I put on X. No disrespect to the undercards or Abdullah, any of those guys, but Keyshawn tanked the entire weekend. And we not here to pile on or try to make it more dramatic than it was, but
Now we can't pile on for what the shit he piled on. I'm I ain't never been this upset talking about a boxing weekend. I mean, yes, I was there and all of that, but I'm upset because of what this ruins for potential other fighters who could have possibly been in this position. You
so
know,
so let's run a few things down for the people. So Keyshawn Davis, who is from Norfolk, Virginia, he was supposed to have a hometown fight again. He's been there before, but he was
first
supposed.
title fight in 30 years since Purnell had a title fight in Virginia.
Right. So the difference was he was supposed to defend his belt. He also had both his brothers on the undercard, and so you run back the events. You had Allen Iverson down there. You had Michael Vick down there. You had, of course, Bud Crawford and that team down there, and also
Lucy was at that ringside.
the mayor gave Keyshawn his own day that extended through the week. So the whole city was on board with this event. And then Keyshawn misses weight by 4 pounds.
4.3. I'm
And
petty. I'm making the 4.3. I'm petty.
and he was pretty unapologetic in missing it. So here's my problem with that. And a lot of people don't look at the details of things like that. So I can't speak specifically to Keyshawn's situation, but in general, this is what happens when a fighter misses weight. If a fighter misses weight and the fight gets called off, their fighter does not get paid. Their fighter does not get paid if he doesn't have the money and it's some kind of agreement. His trainer doesn't get paid. The cut man doesn't get paid. The rest of the
Nobody get paid.
guys doesn't get paid. In addition to this, so the venue held 10,000 people. Per report, 2,000 people asked for their money back or a refund on the tickets and did not
Let me
show
go
up.
ahead and stop you there right there. Let me stop you right there with that. 2,500 people might have. That's the final number, probably. When we started the day on Friday to get into the door on Ticketmaster, AXS, to get to the 200 section, those tickets were 125. By the time the news had broken, that no deal was made for Keyshawn and Edwin to still fight, those tickets were down to 100. Okay. By the time we woke up at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, though, to that same ticket to get into the door at the 200 in the 200 section was $58. So if anybody had paid overpriced for their ticket, well, resale prices and all that, because tickets were floor seats in Norfolk, Virginia were going for $4,000. When I say a spectacle for the town, for everybody, a beautiful, I mean a moment. People were refunding their tickets and then buying another ticket because it was cheaper than the ticket that they got already initially. So yes, maybe 2,500 tickets still did not get sold, but I guarantee you it was a lot more. Because now people are like, well, shoot, I'm still go to the fight because I can get a cheaper ticket now. Now the floor seat turned. One of my homeboys that was in the Navy with, he bought a floor seat for $400. Like four, I think it was like six row back, fifth row back, $400, 441. I'm sorry, 441 to be exact.
Hmm.
Just that quick.
So to bring all of that around, like my problem with him not having seeming to have a issue or being pretty unapologetic is people don't really look at the details of stuff like this. And when I mean the details, I mean stuff like this. When you throw any event, any sporting event, especially when the city or the town you're in gets on board, they're looking at getting hotel revenue, restaurant
Oh
revenue, because
man,
people coming into town for that event. When you miss weight and people start canceling flights and canceling plans to come to that event, now every restaurant and hotel in that area is about to feel that because they were expecting people to come in and now those people are not there. On
I
top
might
of
have ordered more food for my restaurant. I didn't put people more hours in working because I knew what this was gonna do.
Yep,
They
and then
had the city of Norfolk hosted a literal after party for these fellas at the Waterside District that they had redone over the last, I can say, 11 years because it didn't look like that when I was there, when I was stationed there. But they had the literal after party for them, and they didn't show up still.
so on top of that, think about the mom and pop restaurants and things like that. And then
Dang,
anybody that's been to a boxing event knows even the big stars have their merchandise there. So they were leaning on selling that merchandise. The smaller fighters were leaning on selling some merchandise.
so many things encompass a choice and
And
a lack of intelligence.
and you go
That's what I'm gonna go with. Lack of intelligence.
and then go down to the promoter in the venue. They were expecting to sell so many hot dogs and beers and all this and that. Well, they
All of that.
so like all of the, and that's my problem with Keyshawn's attitude. All of those things went downhill when you miss weight and you act like you don't have a problem, and now you're hurting everybody pockets in the whole damn area. Like
Let me
you,
tell you something. You could feel that throughout the whole city of Norfolk that whole night. Like once we went out and all that, and people was just talking, you can hear it even just amongst the conversations of random people walking around. People sitting and saying, "Yeah, man, that kid, man, I'm gonna refund my ticket because he missed his weight." And you could hear it from random folks. A whole city was looking forward to this, even if they didn't necessarily go to the fight. They were looking forward to being around in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like football games. They were literally looking at this like a football tailgating kind of party. This was I have never been had the privilege to encompass something like this or be in for the potential of it. So for this to go the way that it did is so disheartening.
it it was a failure from him and whoever. If he has a PR team, they suck, because once that happens and the event it continues on, and Abdullah, he gets the main event. Keyshawn is supposed to be at that event, literally walking around the arena signing autographs and taking pictures. You don't come in late eating popcorn, chilling, talking on press row or the front row.
Go
No,
shake hands, kiss babies, dog.
man,
You
you
got a
supposed
job to go do.
Bro, you supposed to be all around that arena to them people that paid to come see you and kept their tickets. But nope, didn't happen. That's a shame. His PR team, if he has one, they
And
need to.
then just cause your brother, man, fuck, ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. And, and then just cause your brother loses, you go back there mad because they was hot talking all week. You go up there and grab that man and headbutt that man in his locker room. You could not be more unbusinessman like as you called yourself and you have conducted yourself this past weekend. I am I'm not it's not the fact that I'm upset for Keisha. I'm not even upset. I'm upset for boxing as a whole. That's why I'm upset. You know, me and you had these conversations where I talk about, man, if boxers, if towns and cities got behind fighters, it would change the landscape of how professional boxing is viewed, especially in today's world. It would change it so quick. Because now you got a top fighter, and that fighter the city loves, that fighter the city loves, that fighter now it's a city to city thing. They have it at a neutral site, city to city thing. Both mayors of cities show up. Like you have a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have they can make while those fighters are hot, you can make an amateur match between I got Norfolk's hottest, I got this city's hottest, whatever. You can do so many different things around that. So many. But guess what? So to
Bro,
all of the DB3, then on top of Kelvin lost his fight, yes, tough fight with Albright. Albright was ready to roll. But then you ruined Keon's beautiful body shot win that he got earlier in that night. That was a fantastic job of that young man getting a victory. And all
mm,
that is wiped out. You wiped out all of that real quick because now the weekend is dominated with you still made the weekend about you and your incompetence just from this stupid shit here. So I'm upset for boxing as a whole. That's how much I care about boxing that way. Because what is this good for the sport? That's what matters to me. Is this shit good for the sport or is it not? Are you elevating the sport? Are you pushing this shit further? You brought that shit right back down. Like real quick. Because now this is what taking over headlines. You holding up the next fighter whose city might want to do the same kind of things for them, and they're gonna be like, oh, I gotta hold that out. That's my problem. So I don't know whatever top ranking them do, don't do whatever WBO do, don't do boxing as a whole do, don't do. I don't know. He got a while before he figured out some shit. That's all I gotta say. And fuck this topic. That's all. I'm sorry, but yeah, fuck this topic. Like, bro, you didn't have to piss me off like this, boy. Just God leave it, man. Man, I am so mad. Abdullah Mason ended up being the main card on Saturday night to finalize the ESPN card. Again, after the cancellation of Keyshawn Davis and Melvin Dos Santos. Um, Now, shout out to Abdullah for beating a known journeyman, a known puncher, uh, by TKO stoppage with a nasty cut over the eye. I mean, a nasty cut over the eye. It's unfortunate that his victory is not being talked enough about, because Abdullah is number 2 in the WBO rankings. Abdullah has the amount of fights. Abdullah is and consistently has been trying to prove himself.
Mm.
Um, on your end of the screen, what did you see from Abdullah? What was Give me kind of, I guess I haven't many number, but probably 3 goods and 3 negatives from that.
Uh, good. I don't really have much negatives, not from that fight, but good.
That's what I'm saying. That's a tough one because he won. And
Yeah,
even though we are firmly in the belief that just because you win don't mean you didn't do nothing wrong. Like
mm,
we, you can still do a lot of your win will cover up your sin, but I'm looking within, so I don't care at that point. So, but go ahead.
yeah. He controlled the pace. He controlled the distance. But he controlled everything.
Yeah,
Everything in that ring. He did what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. The 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 good thing, or one of the most, probably the thing I like about him the most is he comfortable getting dirty. He don't care nothing about fighting close range. Like we see a number of fighters, especially younger fighters, they don't want no parts of close range fighting. He don't give a damn. He going in there and getting busy with it too.
yeah,
And he don't just concentrate on one area. It's all not headshots. He going to the body with it. He coming back up. He uses jab. He using feints. He used the whole tool bag. Like that boy got something. So I don't really have no negatives. Not in that fight.
yeah. And it was good to see him recover. Again with another good performance, even after this previous fight where he got put down twice, but he showed up here again as if, you'll see something happen, a fighter might get knocked down, and all of a sudden they don't fight as aggressive anymore. But it's good.
Mm.
It was good to see him be right back in the face of it. That lets you know that, hey, that was last fight. I put that out of my mind. We on to the next. I'm getting back to what I do, and he
Mm.
did that.
And
Uh,
let's not get it twisted. It might have got stopped, but he was gonna stop that fight
oh, it was
itself.
gonna get stopped regardless. Oh, that was gonna get stopped regardless. Yeah, yeah, he was gonna go down one way. Choose which way you want to go, but he was going down. That that
Yeah.
that's not a mistake here. He was going down for sure. So, but good for him to. I love the fact that they're fine tuning it with activity. He's 21 years old with 19 fights now. That's what you fine tune it with activity. Like we said, we still think it should have been a couple more fights for a belt, but with the recent with the recent recent news here, he's gonna fight for the belt sooner than later.
I mean, if you look at the landscape and who left in that division,
Everything changed. This is
my,
a certain fighter's greatest week in the history. Lomachenko retired and Keyshawn loses a belt. There is a certain fighter who is absolutely ecstatic on that. So
not he loses the belt, says he's leaving the division as a whole. So that division,
correct.
that division is, I mean, Abdullah sitting right there now. I mean, why not?
So yeah. So yeah, there's that. They've done a good job, skill set wise, and that lets me know how he continues to fight. Lets me know the dedication to the training that him and his dad and his family and brothers they have. So, um, that's good. I really do like to see it. So shout out to you, Abdullah, for getting your big main event, big coverage. I'm sorry it was drowned out um by the clown show of what happened backstage and things. But keep pushing, my boy. You seem like a good kid, very good kid. Now that I've actually met you and all of that, so shout out to you. Keep it up, my boy. All right. Also on the undercard, actually there were 3 fights that were actually that. I mean, one fight for sure. Yuri Sedino and me, the Dominican, the Olympian who first time in America fought. Did a very good job. And if anybody wanted to know about good foot positioning, I might have to go back and break that down because we don't get that knockdown and eventual. I mean, the guy doesn't stop in the corner without him setting his feet where he set it. So if you got a fighter that's running around the ring, teach your mans how to squabble and cut off the ring. That's what teach your mans how to squabble and teach them how to cut off the ring if you got any questions. Cause Sedano definitely, hey, okay, he running, but I ain't tripping. You know, I know how to step over. I know how to, as soon as I'm ready to hurry up and set your feet so you can punch. Sedano did all that. Now the kid, I think that kid does have the goods though. You know, sometimes you know you can some of the islands. Let me say that between um the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Puerto Rico. Sometimes they'll be good for where they're at. You know what I'm saying? They're very good. Don't get it wrong. They're world talent still, but they won't be championship level talent. But I think Sedino, if they however they want to market this, I think I think it could be very, very good for him.
Yeah. I think we'll see. I'm not sure yet though, but could be. I think I think a lot of fighters with the internet and things are kind of getting away from like characteristics of their boxing style. I mean, some of them are. A lot of them will still stay the same, but we'll see.
Yeah. Now let's get into our other the two undercards that we were looking forward to. Troy Isley and Tiger Johnson. Let's get to Troy Isley first. Um Ringside, we even could see there were punches that Troy was pulling too far back on, or he wasn't taking the aggressive chance to go, ended up throwing more punches in there. So it made for a very lackluster performance. He went high guard defensively up instead of trying to counter a lot of those times. So that made it for a very not good performance. Like, yeah, you won the round, but the performance was not what we were hoping and expecting to see against the kind of opponent whose feet were very awkward and didn't put himself in good position. Like we felt like he could have taken more advantage of that positioning. Um, what did it look like on your end from the TV?
I mean, like as always, we give respect to the fighters. They got in there and they put it on the line, but I couldn't hear you if you said something.
How did they do that?
I can hear you now.
Yep, yep. So, I got a phone call in the middle.
Ah, I ain't know. I thought it.
And they're getting it is oh, it's recording again now. I'll just edit that back. What did I say? I said everything about
Uh,
your eyes, so you go ahead. I'll clip that back.
yeah. We always give respect to the fighters. They got in there and put it on the line. But to be honest, that was a boring fight.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Spur could have engaged. I was looking for more combos. Like for whatever reason, he just wouldn't put punches together. And that fight.
At best, it was three punches when it should have been easily a five to me, is what it looked like. Like I said, ringside looked like it could have been five, but he would throw those three and pull out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and
It was.
that's not good to make people want to fight you either. You know, you can have bad performances and people want to fight you, and then you can have bad performances and people not want to fight you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a performance that why would Jimmy Beck go fight Troy Isley? Why should I believe that? And this is Troy, you are all right with me and you know the same folks you see. We be in Houston, that's cool. So I'm not trying to this, but here's the real part about it. Like, you know, now you gotta you in that echelon now, you moving up. You know, it's not a game. It never was a game, but you got Carlos Adames, you got Jenna Bay. those be belts. You know, it just is what it is.
So, especially in that division, and the reason why I point out that division because you have other divisions where you can point out, like casual fans can point out different boxers that don't have belts in other divisions. In this division, 160, in a fight or two, he could have got a shot. Like who's to say why not? It's not a stacked division like that. So in that division, you want to put your best foot forward so you can climb that ladder faster than you can in other divisions because the other divisions are too full.
Right. Right. Like, you get that. Exactly right. I don't even know what else to say behind that because this, if you would have went on and had a significantly dominating, visually appealing performance, even though I don't believe in visually appealing all the time, I believe in what was the game plan, right? That's my thing. I always give every fighter the benefit of the doubt for the game plan because that might have been some of your game plan. Some of the things we saw in that game plan, some of the lot of things we saw the downside of it was habit. And I've seen Troy in the gym before, and I've seen certain things this way. And it's like, oh wow, he finna step, and then the fight goes in, it's a whole different person. So, trying to figure out which person is gonna show up on the night. Because the first two fights he had as Bo Mack and them in his training, the hands, the combinations, the punch play, I mean, they were going crazy initially. And then now we get to, unfortunately, this part. And it just didn't look good. It did not look good. It did not look good.
Yep, but like you say, at the end of the day, he got the win. Next thing is next. Moving on. So all you
That's
can do is
it.
get a better performance next time if he feels like he needs one. I mean, but
Yeah, if he feels like he needs a better performance. Um, Knowing that they need a better performance, Tiger Johnson was at the Troy, um, and he gave himself a B after his own performance. And I think that is a very, very, very fair grading scale for himself. Um, he's not known as a crazy puncher, so we weren't looking for uh, a knockout or anything. But I was looking for more of the body shots and like from what we saw from the previous fight. Now, Boca Chica was a little awkward. He would come out rushing in the first 30 seconds of a round with the 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2s and trying to smother Tiger on top of that. But and Tiger did get a couple counter, not a couple, more than a few. He was landing the counter right, but it was still one punch. It wasn't, again, the combination flowing that we were looking for that we had seen previous to. Um, it wasn't necessarily a boring fight. So it wasn't necessarily like you said, a Troy Ice, but it was not a great performance at all either.
yeah.
Uh, what did you see from your end of it with the
Uh,
corner? What with the corner and all that? Because obviously we can't hear the corner. So
uh, I saw it the same. And Top Rank, don't put the corner in the on the split screen for the whole damn fight. I mean, part of me appreciated it, but Tiger's quarterback was on the split screen the entire fight, like
I did not know that. I did
not
not know they did that.
not in between the rounds, the entire fight. So I can tell you for a fact, his coach wouldn't have gave him an A. I know that for a fact off of what he was saying. So I
Oh,
just
Prince. So I can agree. After talking with Prince on Thursday and Friday, I could believe he hard on time. Like, well, not hard, but he's straight with it. Like, hey,
yeah,
bro.
he was, and he basically was saying the same thing you were saying, especially about round 8 until the end. He was saying put your high guard up and let him go wild and catch him in between or after. He was like, you pulling straight back and getting out of range and trying to come back with one shot. And then if you miss that shot, it ain't shit else there. He was like, stop doing that. Stop jumping out of range. Stay in range with your high guard up. Catch all that bullshit he throwing and then throw back. And that's what he kept saying. And he was yelling it
Hey,
through the whole fight.
Hey, this could go. This could be a conversation with some coaches that they could have had in the corner with their fighter the last week or so, maybe. So I've heard, because that's the kind of instruction you want to hear as a fighter, regardless of what you may feel. Somebody need to bring you back to level and be like, nah, you ain't. Let me get you back right. Let me tell you
Mm,
what's up, because you out here looking boof. You know what I'm saying? You out of here. You out here looking weak. Let's tell you what's up. That's good
mm,
corner instruction. So now I do want to go back and want to watch it and see what Prentice was saying for that fight, because that's good. That lets me know that that's real cohesiveness amongst the camp. That's what that lets me know. That's very good to hear. I'm glad to hear you say that. That's pretty awesome, actually. So I can't say too much about Troy's performance that he didn't already say about himself, and that's just it for that. So uh shout out Troy, shout out um Tiger. Appreciate the interviews and all that stuff like that. So hey, to open up the top rank card on this yesterday on Saturday, young Scooter Davis, no relation to Javante apparently, but young Scooter Davis opened up the card really, really, really well yesterday. And I like, obviously there's things you're gonna work on and still fighting 4 rounds. He's got a lot of time to figure all of this out. So there's no real criticism here for fighters trying to figure it out. But the one thing I liked about Scooter yesterday, he knew the left to the body was going, and he kept trying it 100 different ways till he landed the one he wanted. That was very good resilience on his part. I did like that, where we don't see fighters all the time um, go for, I see the punch, but I ain't landing them. Let me try it this way. Let me try it that way. Let me try to set it up this way. He went for every opening and he kept trying, and it finally worked out for him.
yep.
So
He
shout
was
out to Scooter.
before we even before the card even started. He was one of the ones I wanted to see. So I look forward to seeing his growth, seeing what's next for him, how he keeps evolving.
Yeah, and I hope this new generation of fighters is different, because they think they just got to go chase it immediately right there and not realize your money is going to be always, and just keep fighting and keep proving, but not trying to rush to the big fight. So they're waiting for, they don't realize they fall from grace in boxing, how hard it really is. That's the thing about it. If you take a loss, they don't realize that. Boxing is crazy like that. You have to lose in either a dramatic fashion against somebody big to where that loss won't hurt you, i.e., Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? You have to give valiant efforts where you have to be worth it, in a hot division at the time. So many different things matter at a time. Who's coming up behind you? Who's right ahead of you? Who are you promoted with? Who did that part like? Who did you lose to? Why was he? Who does he go fight next? Does he win that next fight? He's lose. It's not like Dog Bay losing to Navarrete twice and then Navarrete turning into Navarrete after that fact. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Then because we figured out like, oh, Navarrete really like that. All right, that was an accident, guys. We didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, hopefully he.
It's just different in boxing, just because of the health aspect of boxing is not like any other sport. So if you take any other individual sport like tennis and track or anything like that, if I lose this weekend, I probably have another meet or match in a week or two that I can come back and perform again. And then if I lose in that one, I probably have another one in a week or two that I can,
Correct.
whether it be a major one or a mid or a minor one. I
Don't
still
matter. I can get that back.
in boxing, if I lose in June, I probably have to sit with that loss for a few months. It ain't no coming back from that the next
And then
week.
depending on the laws, you might sit longer than that. I.e., Frank Martin ain't fought since he got knocked out by Tank.
Hmm.
So you know, it's a brutal sport like that. But he looks good, cornering all them Barry Hunter, and they look like they're taking good care of him out there. So Um, very good on Scooter. Keep yourself resilient. I like the way that you kept pushing for that punch to land and you did it. So shout out to y'all and all of that. And before we go, Hashidashi head that, but before we go though, before we cut off this episode of Pay the Soul boxing, I think this is number 30. Oh, this is 30. That's right. This is 30.
Any
Nakatani. Junto Nakatani got another victory this morning in Japan in the sixth round with a stoppage of a eye that looked absolutely painful. That orbital has to be broken by the time we get the rest of this news from Japan. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I
bro.
know that thing is broken. Nakatani continues to show us how violent he really is. Uh, Another win notched on his belt as he's still trying to chase the rundown from Naoya anyway for the big showdown in Japan in 2026.
Hey man, I don't.
Man,
Y'all go see what Nakatani did. Hey, the
I'll
where
show. I'm gonna show a picture of the eye, and I
yeah
want y'all to go see how we got here.
yeah. Outside of that, hey, you know, y'all, this is where it's at from 116 to 126. That's where all the action is. That's where the fights is. I know everybody.
112, 112, 112,
Yeah, okay.
112,
I
112.
know.
Bam, yeah,
Yeah,
112.
that's right. That's right. Bam. Yeah, add him in. So everybody want to talk about Bud and Canelo. You know, I love Bud. Yeah, whoop de whoop. Look here. If I can get Nakatani and Inoue or Bam and Nakatani, some version of that, that's better than Bud and Canelo and whoever the hell else in them highway. Them boys at 140 ain't talking about shit. They ain't trying to fight each other. So I'm leaving them out. So
Let me
I'm
tell
talking
let me
Norway.
tell you something. I ain't even seen enough of Cafu who Bam fighting yet. But guess what? I'm excited. Cause I know I know some hands finna get thrown. I don't even care. I know
Guarantee,
hands is thrown, is what I know. That
guarantee.
is absolutely I guarantee hands are getting thrown. So yeah, I'm absolutely locked in. Little guys is where it's at. We talk about little guys all the time because the little guys be scrapping. Like we like fighting. And then they fighting with art. They ain't just throwing hands. It's still beautiful art inside of it. It happens so fast. It's amazing. It's one of the most amazing things you can watch ever in life. Two fighters just go crazy. And by go crazy, I mean go crazy. You thought it was something spectacular coming behind that, huh? It wasn't. Thought it was going up. I ain't had nothing. I just had that right there. That was it. What it was. That's it. That's all I had. But appreciate y'all tuning in this episode of Bad Soul Boxing. I'm sorry I had to open up this episode the way I did because I was just pissed off for shit show. And actually, I'm not sorry. What am I talking about? I'm not sorry. I'll do it again. Uh, for all you fighters that have a chance, if any of these fighters
On.
coming up, y'all saw that news, do not be like that this weekend. Don't think you're bigger than the belt. Don't think you're bigger than the program. You're not. Simple as that. That's all I got.
Hey man, missing weight ain't cool. It's not. I don't care what plan. Like after you miss, then you come out with that. Well, I was gonna go up anyway, and blah blah blah. Like that ain't cool, man. It's not because your opponent sitting over there, damn near killing themselves to make weight, and you just like I don't care, and you show up with this advantage or whatever because you lazy. Like make the weight or call the fight off. One of the two.
Ahead of time. Do all of that ahead of time.
Or
That's very be a damn professional.
and that
Professional fighters show up on time to weigh-ins. They speak to the media and they make weight.
and
That's
if
what a professional fighter
and
does.
if you outgrew a weight, then go fight in that weight class.
Simple. Simple as that. Simple as that. Like,
And just to add this in there, because I know you would like it to be in there because it's true. There's no such thing as a weight bully. He just should have made the weight. And you can't fault Dos Santos and his team for saying no. This is a
Nah, they had every right.
this is a sport where we got guys in the hospital unconscious right now fighting for their life because they left the boxing ring beat up. Like his team said no, and they had the right to. Wasn't no duck.
You had every right. You already drained your body and did all of that. Your man got advantages that you don't have. Nah, bro, go ahead and take that free money and go back home. Simple as that. So, shout out to David
And,
Santos.
and on and on top of that, it's a difference between missing weight and blowing weight. He blew the weight. That ain't
He
no
blew the
losing.
way. He blew
We
the way.
Yeah, he blew it. If we talk about missing, you talk about half a pound, something like that, maybe even 1 pound. But he went 4.3. He blew it. It wasn't even close. When he stepped on that scale 4.3, I was like, oh, he ain't even finna try to make that. Like, it ain't no chance.
He could at least go down there and try to make 2 pounds. He could have lost 2 pounds. It's not to say he could have lost 2 pounds. He ain't even got to lose 2 pounds.
But that's the Della
Yeah,
Santos.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, nope. That's the thing that Della Santos crew said. They say he touched his back and he wasn't even wet. They're like he ain't even tried to make it. And they said nope.
He was sitting down there the whole time during the weigh-in. He was sitting out there from the first person to weigh in to the last. He was sitting down there in front of us, taking pictures, recording everything.
Well,
That's what I said. Peace up, two down. Appreciate y'all. It was good. I had a good time, and I had a good time. That's all I can say.